I get hyped for the 4th of July ahead of time, really far out, you know? Get great barbecue, you know? It's the country's birthday and everything, you know? It's the only time as a guy you can look up at the sky and be like, ooh, sparkly, yes. You still have to hide it behind machismo, like, yeah, it's sparkly, but it's blowing up, all right? Anybody can get it. Shots fired, okay? You know, 4th of July is just a straight pride parade. That's all it's ever been, you know? It's just the one time a year guys get to be like, yeah! It's basically, don't act like it's not drag just because you put on a longer beard. Like, you dancing in the street too, you know? That's why I'm always blown away by people who complain about pride and they're like, there's no straight pride parade. I'm like, yours is coming up in a month. Like, you can't give it 30 days. Even when you think about it too, you think about the way that the country came together too. We think of the founding fathers as all these old wise men and everything, because that's when they got painted. You know, they got painted late. They had already survived the war by the time we painted them. When they were in the war, they were much younger. We got the pains when they were like 40. But they fought in the war. You think they were fighting in the war old? You know what I mean? Like, yo, you think Washington was in the war like, get them, boys? No, y'all shoot. Oh. No, these were young men. Young men battling to create a country, you know? And it's mind-blowing how young they were when we won. You know, July 4th of 1776, Alexander Hamilton was in his 20s, early 20s. So was Aaron Burr. You know, some of the oldest people, I think even Washington was like only 40 or something. And that's just, it should be a testament to the fact that sometimes, you know, as much as young people don't always know the way, they have the energy to go the furthest, you know? So sometimes it's important to like let young people lead and old people guide, you know? I think that's how you you know, because there's someone that has all the passion, all the fire in their heart to do something, to like try to build a better world, and then there's someone behind them that doesn't have as much of the fire anymore, but is like, don't trip over that rock. Just go a little bit more left and you'll be fine. Don't do what I did. That's how I messed up my knee, though. No. Founding fathers they're fascinating to me because, you know, they were trying to carve out an ideal into making it, you know, making it substantial, making it real, making it a country and everything. But there were still some pretty deep, I don't know, it's a hard thing to write down, you know, all men are created equal, and then look over and be like, yeah, except. Yeah, I mean, so it's a dream that took time, still takes time, still hasn't been fully realized in the way that it's at least on the paper. You know, like sometimes people have this revisionist history about the founding fathers, like they would have wanted the best for everyone and for all of us to get along. And I'm like, no, they said what they meant. Do you know what I mean? Like, the founding fathers didn't have slaves, but also be like, one day someone will right this wrong. You know? But I think about how even, you know, people know more about Alexander Hamilton now because of the musical and stuff. But Hamilton, you know, staunchly, against slavery and everything, and he was young, so I'm sure he was like this young kid that people looked at like, this dude doesn't know what he's talking about. He just talks a lot, you know? And it's funny how we know about Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr's feud mostly because of the musical, but we don't know how petty it got. Alexander Hamilton built a home in New York City, right? And Aaron Burr used his money to build a home down the street because he was jealous of where Alexander's home was, so he built the house pretty close by so that I guess Hamilton could see him hating from down the street. Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr were the original Kendrick and Drake. Amazing. I also get excited for the summer. I get excited for July because it usually means, at least for some years, that Will Smith has a new movie out. And it's happened. Bad Boys is out. It's crushing the box office, you know. Will Smith slapped all the money out of Hollywood. Man, I want them to make as many Bad Boys movies as possible. I want to see these men old. I want there to be so many Bad Boys movies that after a while you're like, boys? I want them to make so many they gotta change it to Bad Unks, you know? As I'm getting older, I realize this year that all of my close friends are either in or closely approaching their 30s. And it's so funny because, you know, everybody 30 and up, when people turn 30 now, they call themselves old, which is insane to me. That's so, like, medicine is getting good enough where you can kind of expect to live to 90, but you're old at 30. Why would you be old most of the time? That doesn't make any sense at all. You don't bring home bread and then the next day go, it's pretty old. No, but I get how people feel that way. I really do, because what's happening is, we know deep down, right? We have this obsession with youth, and we, you know, everyone's trying to look young, be young, stay young, feel young, all this stuff like that. And it's mainly because, and I've said this before, it's mainly because we know how we treat older people. So we're more scared of that than we are getting old. What's wrong with getting older? You know more stuff. Why would that be bad, you know? But I get how people feel old at a certain time, because especially people who are in their 30s now, we're in a very specific time that hasn't happened, at least the way that it's happening to us, right? Because we were like coming of age at a time that was like a turning point for what feels like almost everything, right? Business gets done differently now, tech is different, every aspect of life is different, and we remember right before and as it turned and now. You know what I mean? Like if you're in your like 30s, if you're like 33 and up, you remember before Google. That sounds ancient. That's... Just to say before Google sounds like another century, because it was. I work with people that are younger than me. I was explaining to someone, and I hate when I have to explain a thing that makes me sound older than I am, because they're a little younger. So then I had to explain before Google to them, and I sounded crazy. I sounded crazy to me, but I was there, so I know I'm not wrong. I sounded insane. I was like, no, because before Google, you had to just know. And if you didn't know, you had to ask somebody who you hope knew and was friendly And if they if they didn't know, you had to go online. We still had online. Don't do that. We still had online. So then you had to go online and you had to ask Jeeves. And then they were like, "What is Ask Jeeves? Like, what is?" And I was like, "Ask Jeeves is. It's like if Google was white. Like it's." So you had to ask Jeeves, and if Jeeves didn't know, then you had to go to the library, and you had to ask a librarian. And if the librarian didn't know, they would give you a number with dots. They would give you a library is like a house for books. They would give you a number with dots, and then you would go trace the dots and the number to a book, and then you would read the book to see if the answer to your question was in there, and if it wasn't, you would just know a bunch of different stuff. You would know. A book is like a slow Kindle. It's like. Like you scroll with your finger, but it turns something, like there's something to turn with your finger. It's not, there's no screen. And then, if your question, what you've been looking for 6 months, yes, it takes a long time. So maybe cut your dad some slack, right? It used to be harder to know. Do you know how crazy you sound saying it used to be harder to know? That's not how I wanted to end it. I know I'm getting older because I'm getting genuinely more and more nostalgic for small things. Like not movies, not like like really small things about life. Like I miss growing up in the 90s. I think all of our appliances in the 90s were just better. They were just like top notch because not only did they last longer and they worked, but you could fix anything in your house by hitting it. Violence solves so much in the home. Growing up, all you need was some fists and some belief. And you could fix a whole house. Don't want me to call a contractor or anything. Like if you had just any appliance, you know? And what was special about it was that you knew how to hit it. You knew how to hit yours. That's very important. It wasn't just you could go hitting stuff. Well, you got to know your machine and you knew how to hit it specifically to get it to work. And it wouldn't work when you went over to your friend's house. You go over to your friend's house and their thing wouldn't be working and you'd be like, and they'd be like, no, you gotta go. And you're like, wow, I didn't know that. I don't have that model. That's good to know. So when I upgrade, it's 2. Okay, that's good to know. And it's two towards the front. All right, that's good to know. It was a beautiful time. I just felt like things really worked. You know? Like a 90s washing machine. A 90s washing machine would, you could hear it all through if you were lucky enough to have a washing machine in your home, if you had a laundry room in your home, you could hear, no matter where you were in the house, because the washing machine would be whooping your clothes. No matter where you were in the house, as soon as you started the watch, you would hold off watching a movie. Because you're like, we can't watch a movie and do the laundry. That's not, it's gonna mess up the experience, all right? It would be whooping the state. You could hear your clothes getting beat. And they were all loud, and they all just, like, the washing machine moved like it had legs. No matter where you were in the house, you could hear your clothes screaming in the machine. Just, and you would go, whether it was your house or somebody else's house, you could go to somebody's house, you could tell how strong their washing machine was by how messed up the paint was on the wall. On that edge that was next to the machine. It would be beating your clothes, beating the stains out, horrific stuff, right? To the point where you could, even when you stained the shirt, you could tell, even back in the 90s, your shirts would be like, don't do that to me, bro. No, come on. Hey, no, we good? I'll push it out. I'll push the stain out. Don't send me in there with them. No. Be amazing. And then if there was a little malfunction, if the door would lock and start, like, lips started coming up and everything, you know, suds started spitting out everything, just took a little, like, bam, and then all of a sudden it was like, it was beautiful, you know. These new washing machines, I know I already sound like an old man, but like this I was at an Airbnb. They had a washing machine in the Airbnb, which at first I was very excited about. I was like, oh, it's amazing. You never get this, right? And the washing machine was state of the art. And it was like a Tesla washing machine. It had so many buttons. It had a keyboard's worth of buttons. It had more buttons than I cared to read. Like it was, I just wanted to hit clean. Like it had a handkerchief setting. It was insanity. And then you put got a stain on the shirt, put the clothes in, and then, you know, you hit whatever, turn. There was a lot to do. And then you hit, and it starts, and you can tell something is happening because it's spinning, and you can see through it now. You know, it has a little door where you can look in, and it's spinning so fast that the clothes are gone. Like it's... I was looking, and I was like, I can't tell if it's spinning or if it left. It was crazy, but it was silent, and I didn't like that. I didn't like that it was quiet the entire time, right? Just, but nothing. You couldn't hear anything, right? I didn't even know when the clothes were done. That would have never happened in the 90s. You always knew when your clothes were done because your washing machine would finish beating your clothes. And you would hear, because they used to put alarm clock stuff in the washing machine to make sure they made the same noise. This thing finished, I had no idea. It finished and it was like, hey. I don't want to disturb you, but I think I did it. And then I pulled the shirt out of the washing machine. The stain was so intact. The stain was sitting there comfortably. The stain was looking at me like it had its legs crossed. Like, looking at me like, your move. Even TVs. I remember we got like a big screen TV and it was a huge deal, but the TV was like, if I remember correctly, it was kind of like a hand-me-down because we got the TV because it wasn't really working as much anymore, so the people that were throwing out TV were like, we're going to get a new TV, and we were like, we don't have a TV, so let's take yours, right? And it was huge. It took up like most of remember the big 90s, tall, wide, remember when TVs had ass? Do you know what I mean? Like really had it, like some true thickums. You know what I mean? Like, you would go over to your friend's house, they'd be like, I got a new TV. You'd be like, ooh, she packing. Oh, wow. I don't even understand. I don't even know why they made them like that, but it had like, it would be the screen here, but then just boom, boom. And that was great because even though the TV didn't always work, you know, you knew how to work it, right? Because it would do that thing where all those TVs back then, when they didn't work, they would just get wavy. You remember that? It would be like, I'd put on the news and it would just be like red, blue, green, red, magenta, yellow. And you turn on the news and be like, at 8 o'clock. Because I was little when we got this TV, and I remember turning it on and it wasn't working. I was like, Mama, the TV ate a popsicle. And my dad would usually be the one to hit the TV because he knew how to do it, right? But my dad hit the he hit the TV a lot. My dad hit the TV so much, sometimes I was wondering if it was really about the TV. You know what I mean? Sometimes my dad would hit TV, I'm like, no, it was working. That's how. But my dad hit the TV so much that I think the TV genuinely learned to recognize, hey. One time I was trying to watch the news and my dad came home. That's all he did. He just came into the house and the TV was like, 8 o'clock. As soon as he closed the door, it was like 2 people were murdered. And then I got a TV. I bought a TV for myself as an adult because I wanted to have my own big screen TV. I wanted to have my own, like, oh, I'm sitting at home chilling for the weekend, watching a movie, have a real experience for myself, right? And I bought it. It was too expensive. I took out a car note on this TV, this several payment TV, and you know, we bring it home. I'm excited initially. I'm super excited because you know they bring it home and they install it, they mount it on the wall and everything. Smart TV, brilliant TV, good grades TV, right? But I'm trying to watch this TV, and I want to be. I'm not like a dumb person, but like I cannot figure out. I cannot figure out how to get the subtitles off this TV, and it's like I can't stress how much this is not my fault. All right. I'm not like a dumb. Like I know I'm up here doing the jokes, so we're all having a good. But I'm not a dumb guy. Like this is crazy. All right. And I want to be clear. I know that it's not the HBO subtitles at all because then I go to the settings at HBO and HBO is like it's not us. We're not the one to do it. But I'm trying to watch Dune 2, right? Trying to watch Dune 2 on this big screen TV. I turn on HBO. I'm watching and it gets to that part where like Timothy Chalamet doing that like Fremen language. So he's like, you know what I mean? Like whatever they say. And so then in the movie, they have subtitles for that part because nobody knows what they say, right? So then the movie, those subtitles come up. But then on top of those subtitles are these like nasty gray italic subtitles coming up, and I'm like, who is typing? That's not what I wanted at all, and I can't get it off, and it's great, and it was everything I watched. I would leave HBO, I go watch something somewhere else, and they were like, and that's not even as bad as when I first got it, because when I first got it, when I first brought the TV home, it had, I don't know how it happened, it had the audio description on. All right. Now, if you, some of you are familiar. So, if you don't know what audio description is, it's basically if you're watching it and you're visually impaired, it will give you both context for what is happening in the show and things that are more like stage direction. They're just happening silently, right? So then I don't know that that's on. I don't know. I didn't press anything. I just turned on TV. I hit on the TV. That's all I did. And so then I went to watch Law and Order SVU. All right. So now I'm watching Law & Order, and Olivia is like handing somebody their ass, right? Like she's just like, you don't know anything about Survivor, you don't know anything. And then she walks out of the room, and then as she walks out of the room, my TV is like, Olivia leaves the room. And I'm like, who is that? Who is that? Who is in here? And I went to the settings. I went to Peacock. I went into the settings, and the Peacock settings were like, it's not us. We're not doing that. I've used remotes all my life. I've all the time used the remote, and I pressed the remote was not remoting. Finally, it was off. I don't even know what I did. Maybe I didn't do anything. Maybe the TV just decided to stop doing it. I have no idea. But I was watching a different episode, and Olivia was once again handing somebody their ad. You don't know anything about Survivor. You don't know anything. And then she left the room, and I was like, because what can you do with this TV? What can I do when I can't get the subtitles on? You can't hit it. You can't hit it. I took out a mortgage on this TV. You cannot hit it. You used to be able, when the old TV, when I was little, I would play Sega Genesis connected to the back of the TV, right? And then sometimes Sega would be glitching up, which, translated for kids means the game was cheating, right? So then the game would be cheating, and so then I would get mad, and I would stand up, like 10 years old, and I'd stand up, and I'd punch the TV in its face. I would I'd punch a TV as hard as I could in what I thought was the nose, right? Like I would just, and I don't know what the TV was made of, but I would punch the TV and I would pull back the most mangled hand. Cause I don't know what it was made of, but it wasn't glass. There's no way it was glass. It had to be like clear steel or something. Cause the hand that I was pulling back, all my fingers had switched up and stuff. My thumb was in the middle. And now you can't punch a TV at all. You can't even dust this TV. You just gotta bargain with it. You used to be able to hit everything. The only thing you didn't hit back in the day was the microwave. And I feel like you didn't hit the microwave because then and now, we don't really understand how the microwave works. Yeah, I mean, I can only describe a microwave. If someone had never met a microwave before and they were trying to ask me what a microwave was, I'd be like, it is hot magic. Yeah, I mean, they put some hellfire to good use and just, it gets the soups hot when you put it in there. My grandma, when I was little, she had what I imagined was the second microwave ever made. Like it was one of the oldest microwaves I've ever seen, and it didn't make any sense. We would try to get her to get rid of it all the time because it was so old that the door handle for the microwave looked like a door. Like it just. And then the buttons, she had it for so long. This had to have been, maybe it was the first microwave. She had it for so long that all the buttons had faded. So you don't know what you're pressing. I don't know what's potato and what's two. Like, every time you put something in this microwave, it's a gamble, right? You don't know if you're hitting defrost, if you're hitting 9 or whatever. And so, there was one time that everybody was cooking in the kitchen, but I wanted to make some Easy Mac in a little cup, so I flipped open, put the water in, tried to put it in the microwave. It was like dun 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 dun. Because I just had to go by feeling, because all the buttons were like Audis. That makes like all the buttons were poking out like. Go ahead, press me. Go ahead. Press me. I don't know what's gonna happen either. Press me. Let's do it. Do it. Do it. I remember I pressed the buttons and put the Easy Mac, but there's so many people in the kitchen. I'm getting pressed up against the microwave, and I didn't hit it. I just was pressed up against it, and my whole face started to get hot. And I was like, y'all, this is leaking. I don't know. It is leaking magic in the kitchen. We need to evacuate. the Josh Johnson Show. I'm Josh Johnson, joined by my co-host, fellow stand-up comedian Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing okay, man. How are you?
I'm fine. You know, it's like it's a pretty okay couple of weeks and stuff. Like I really can't complain. I'm finding though that I like living in New York. Mm-hmm. Not always in love with it, but I think that I understand old New Yorkers now, because the things that I've seen since I've been here, it's like at a certain point it does become too much, where you're not even like enjoying that there's a story there. You're genuinely like, no one should see this much, you know?
Yeah. No, I know what you mean by that. I definitely know what you mean by that.
Because I like to take walks. I like to just go and take a long walk and think, or try to get out of my head, or, you know, just a long walk. And I remember one time I walked from, I don't remember where I was in the city, but I walked to Brooklyn. Like I walked home, you know?
Yeah.
Which took hours. Like this was like a 3-4 hour walk that I was on. Mm-hmm. And some of it I was listening to a podcast. Some of it I wasn't. Some of it I was just like taking the day in and stuff, you know. It's a nice enough day. And I don't know, at a certain point you get to a place where it's good to be present, but sometimes you don't want to be present where you are. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you're like, man, sure, it's good that I'm like in the moment, but this isn't a good moment.
That was like a vaguely nihilist Hallmark card you just had there. It's always good to be present, but sometimes you don't want to be present where you are.
Look, if you are okay, the best example.
No, I get exactly what you mean. It's just I would like that. I think we should start making cards that are just very neutral like that.
Hey, it was
because it's not even pessimistic. It's not even bad, really. It's just kind of like,
It's just there are some times where you only want to be so aware, because awareness is like anything. It's like, I even think, you know, this goes against any Zen teaching, but I think even awareness should be in moderation. Like I don't think that it's healthy to just be locked in all the time. And I realize your life is, you know, you only get one and you only have the time that you have. And we don't know how much we have. But to be fully locked in, especially if you're not in a good place that day, you know?
Yeah, it's real easy to just then to go like, what's the point of any of it just because you're having a shitty day? I do that all the time. Are you kidding me?
But like,
I will go from having an amazing day and being like, you know what, I'm really lucky to have the life I have. And the next day then I'll just be, and it's not even like a depression thing, but it's just like nothing matters. Why do I care about anything?
I went on this walk, and I at one point I sat down. I think I may have been at Meatball Shop, but I wanted to just get something to eat and something I know I would like. Like I was not feeling adventurous this day. I think I may have even been in a bad mood. Like I think easily I could have been in a bad mood. Anyway, I'm sitting outside taking the day in, and I don't even like eating outside. You know, I hate it. I hate eating outside so much. You are a slave. You are at the mercy of the elements, and the people that love this is just it's too much for me. The fact that when
it's like camping, you know.
Yeah,
that's why people like it.
Oh God. Anyone who loves eating outside has not had enough stuff happen outside. Like legitimately, you're at the mercy of whatever passes by, whether that be dirty wind or like, you know, a car really fling some sludge onto the sidewalk. You're on the sidewalk. There's no dining out in New York. There's only a couple of beer gardens in the entirety of New York. So
Yeah.
if you're eating outside, you're eating on the sidewalk.
You're on the street.
Yeah.
You're at the mercy of the streets of New York.
This place was busy, so I had to eat outside. And for whatever
Okay.
reason, that day it was nice enough I didn't mind it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like being present. I'm locked into the fact that like the sunlight is hitting everything in a really beautiful way. There's like a brisk breeze, but it's not consistent and it's not chilly. And it's just enough, like the temperature is just enough that you don't even feel like you're outside. You know that perfect temp that's like it almost like it I know it's not because we would be boiling, but it feels like it matches your body temperature because you just, even though you're outside, you feel like there's no weather because it's just such a comfortable temperature. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know, but I've rarely been comfortable outside.
I'm
I'm a large, sweaty man. I don't know.
I feel like we talked about this one time while we were walking, maybe when we were doing the Colorado shows, and it was so nice out that we were like, "Oh, it
and I think
feels."
And I think that's because that's an air quality we're not used to. You know, higher elevation,
Sure.
stuff like that. So it
Yeah.
felt perfect. You get less of that, I don't know, heavy air.
That could be it. Like my thing is basically,
whatever.
I said all this to say I was taking in the moment. Mm-hmm. It was a beautiful moment, and it was broken by a couple that like sadly wasn't breaking up. This just seemed to be one of their fights that they were having.
Oh.
And they're at the table behind me, and it's just, you can tell they've been whispering for a while, and now they're too pissed to whisper. And so it's just him being like, who even are you? Who even are you?
Oh, yes.
And I'm like,
Yes.
not
Were
today.
were they at one of the other tables?
Yeah,
Or were they just
yeah.
happened to be
They were
out?
at the table behind
That's
me.
even better. That's even better.
So they're outside, and the worst part is that the entire inside is packed, but the
Mm-hmm.
outside is just me and them.
Oh, okay. So,
So
you're
this-
a third wheel to this
This entire
argument.
restaurant is too packed for me to even sit at the bar.
Right.
But then outside is empty. It's just me and them.
Yeah.
And it's like it was it's just too much. You know? Like that, because they're not even having like a nasty fight. Their fight is barely interesting, right? That one at one point the guy he says something to her, and now they're talking at the level that I'm talking right now. So not loud, but just talking. Just not whispering
Right.
anymore. They're both too
Yeah.
angry
Yeah.
to like, worry about company. And
Their guest, Josh.
and basically out of nowhere she's like, I don't even want to talk about this right now. You're embarrassing me. And he's like, in front of who?
Ouch. Burn. That's a dig at you.
Well, he doesn't see me. He's like back to back with me. He's like, in front of who? We're outside. All right. Am I embarrassing you in front of New York?
Yeah.
And I just,
She goes, you're embarrassing me in front of podcast and television's Josh Johnson. What a great way to meet a fan. That'd be the best.
it was horrible. And then they managed to eat. So I guess they must have got there like 5 minutes before I got there, because they stopped fighting in time enough to order, then start fighting again. Then they stopped fighting for the
jeez.
little while that they were eating, and then started fighting again until the bill came. And it was like
That's
fact,
too calm. That's too calm while having a fight. If you're
fact
fighting
that they
before
ate
you even
fast.
order. Yeah.
That's the thing. They ate fast so they could argue more. They actually didn't enjoy their food so that they could be like, and another thing. Like, that is so
Wow.
wild to me. It was horrible.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm honest, though, I would have loved that. But we've talked before. I enjoy couple fights on the streets. So
Yeah. You would have loved
that's-
this one. Just
that's dinner and a
slinging
show.
spaghetti out of your mouth on a sidewalk in the afternoon, too. Like, that was my other thing where I was like,
It happened today?
No. This is a while back.
Okay,
But
but I was just wondering, was it a weekday? Because today's a weekday. And
no,
it's like,
it was
if
a
you-
weekday. Yeah.
Wow, so
In my
afternoon.
head, this is when I was on hiatus. So then in my
Okay.
head, I'm like, okay, y'all are either like me, where you're on some sort of vacation and one of you has ruined it,
Yeah.
or neither one of y'all has a job anyway. So like, I don't know why. Because here's the thing: if you're out like that, if you're out in the world like that at 3:30, I'm not gonna presume to know what's going on with everybody's life. But if you can be out in the sun having spaghetti at 3:30 on a Tuesday, you got a good life. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. So what are you fighting about? You know?
what are y'all fighting
Why?
about?
What are you fighting about?
Because y'all
you
weren't
clearly
fighting
got
about
it
the
made.
bill.
You got afternoon weekday spaghetti. What can you be mad about?
I'm just saying. Think about how many people like are either have to worry about something or have to be at work at 3:30.
Oh, for sure.
So then the fact that I'm here, y'all are here, everyone else is here, by the way. I did not expect that place to be packed on a weekday for like it must have been an entire corporate office's lunch.
Oh yeah.
Late
It was,
lunch.
yeah, closed for private
3:30.
party.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. 3:30 is a strange time too.
Dude, I would. So first of all, I walk in. I almost think it's an actual private party, like someone's birthday, because I've never seen the place that packed, even at night. So then
Right.
I walk in and I'm like, something's happening. Like, are they shooting a movie here? This is crazy, right? And then they're like, oh, we have seating outside. I'm like, oh god.
You hate eating outside so much. And generally, I don't love it either. It has to be the right type of weather for me to want to eat outside.
Have you eaten outside New York?
Yeah.
Oof, it's the worst here. I don't even know
Why-
if I care about
why do you
eating
think-
outside other places.
Why do you think it's the worst there? What is it that really...
Bro, there's no think. I was farted on.
See? This is what I'm trying to get to. I'm getting to the goods.
This dude.
When did you get farted on while eating outside in New York?
I went to a restaurant with Sally, and I think it was Mediterranean or something. Went to this restaurant with Sally, and it was good. We were enjoying ourselves. And then this guy passed by, and is like playing on his phone or something, and just fully lets loose. And you can tell. I still debate whether or not it was on purpose. Like maybe this dude was being a jerk. Who knows? But
Yeah.
he farted really loud and really hard right as he passed me, and then I had a moment of like, and then whether he heard me go or whatever, he just like bolted around the corner, and I was just
Oh.
like, so he definitely did fart. And it wasn't
Probably
even like
farted.
he farted and then laughed or whatever. I think this person was genuinely embarrassed.
Yeah, something happened to him there. He wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. And like, honestly, we're outside, so it's not even like I smelled anything. But I just realized as I was out there that if this did happen inside, I'm not saying it can't, but if it did happen inside, there'd be a discussion. You know what I mean? You're not getting away from me that fast inside.
Oh, you can't. Yeah, you can't sprint away.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're saying there'd be some slight decorum, perhaps, if it happened inside.
I would at least catch up to you and ask you if you have
Hey, did you
ruined your pants. Because it didn't sound like a healthy fart.
Oh, see, so this is more coming of concern for them. You're more concerned about this person and their well-being,
I guess. I mean, I wasn't that mad,
I guess.
but I would like to know. It's like, hey, are you gonna live? Like there's some noises that come out of a person where you're like, no, you're sick.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
No.
yeah, especially I don't know. That's why is it worse that it's someone not at the restaurant with you? It's just a passerby.
It's just a passerby because they could be living a dusty life. They could be living like a genuinely unhealthy
Right,
life
but-
where they shoot out hot dog farts at you as you're just trying to enjoy your grape leaves.
Okay. So you've been farted on. Gotta say, that's a first great reason. It's a first great reason to hate dining outside New York. Is there any other reason? Because you keep talking about the elements. Has anything happened to you elements wise?
This did not happen to me because I was inside.
Okay.
But I saw outside that a bike messenger, at least he looked like a bike. He could have been seamless, but a bike messenger completely totaled a table. So he was not looking.
No.
And like this dude, okay, this, I don't know. I don't even know if I should be laughing about this because everybody seemed genuinely hurt. But he basically, this guy was coming out of nowhere. And in New York, there are bike lanes, but there aren't enough bike lanes, and the bike
Right.
lanes aren't everywhere. So sometimes
They're not consistent. They're not consistent.
yeah. So sometimes someone, especially if you have a certain route, as a cyclist, you get on the sidewalk. This person clearly was turning from a street with a bike lane to a street without one, and was not looking ahead. Was probably looking sideways or maybe
Right.
looking for the bike lane or whatever where it was going
Yeah.
to continue.
Behind
Because
them, they're being chased.
to be fair, there was a van. Like this is what ended up happening. There was a bike lane, right? This person was in the bike lane. At the turn, like at the intersection, there's a parked van that they would have either had to turn more into the road to pass or mount the sidewalk to pass. Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah.
When they mounted the sidewalk, whether they were looking at the van or whether they were looking to see if the bike lane was there, they mounted the sidewalk and then just completely ate up this couple that was sitting at a table outside.
Damn.
Like it was really bad.
That's like a
like the
that's
person
like a movie stunt.
Yeah, like the person on the bike went flying first, right?
Oh, no.
So the person on the bike went flying. Then
Yeah.
the person that they sort of flew over just slid more onto the table. Then the person that they flew into fell back with them. And so the
Oh,
person that they
goddamn.
flew over that's like pushed into the table just falls sideways. So then all the food falls on that person. But it was
Jeez.
just it was one of those things that when you see it, you immediately think that the cyclist is in the wrong, but then you see the van and you're like, all right, well, I don't think that should be there because no one was in it.
Oh,
Someone
yeah,
just
yeah.
parked their van, like, kind of in the intersection almost.
But yeah, like
Just imagine you're at a restaurant
would've-
and the table explodes.
he, I was gonna say, like, yes, it sounds bad. It sounds like everyone got hurt, but golly, I bet that'd be great to see.
Oh, hey, look.
Oh man, that'd be so awesome
Look.
to see. Sounds really bad. I hope everyone was okay.
Can you imagine? Okay, this is what it looked like. Do you remember the Spider-Man movie from 2001, maybe? The one with
Yeah,
Tobey Maguire, the first
The
one?
original Spider-Man, yeah.
The original Spider-Man. Remember, I think it's in the first one or it may be the second one, where Mary Jane's talking, his spidey sense tingles, and then he grabs her, and because Doc Ock, yeah, it must be the second one, because Doc Ock
second one, yeah.
throws the car into
Through
the coffee shop.
Yeah.
Okay, imagine that, but if nobody moved. Because the cyclist came crashing into them. And there was no superhero sequence where they dodged anything. Every plate hit them, the cutlery hit them, every knee was scraped. Like it just everyone flew too much. Everyone, because the cyclist flew so much that I was like, let's make sure he's moving. You know what I mean?
Was this a scene for something? Was this a stunt chase that happened
Yeah.
here?
Yeah. And then the person who got hit from the back, they fell like Family Guy style because they also had
Like a bent knee and
okay, so not only
they always have that arm hanging like behind them or whatever.
yeah, so for the people just listening, okay. For the people just listening, just imagine a person is on the ground and a table is sideways, but the tablecloth is on them, like tucking them in. The tablecloth has fallen on them with the plates. And they're not moving right away. Everybody is as hurt as they are surprised. Dude, this was like genuinely, I thought I had seen
A death? You thought?
Yeah. I thought I had genuinely seen someone like messed up for real.
We're
Like,
always flirting with it.
yeah,
The Josh Johnson Show, flirting with the afterlife. That's what we are.
because the way that everyone fell had to be like the sloppiest way you could fall. Because also these weren't like young people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like these weren't.
I do know what you're
people-
saying, and that's the last detail that I didn't want.
dude. That like these people look like they
Even
only
the-
got
even the
2 of those
cyclist-
hits in them.
Even the cyclist was an elderly man.
He wasn't that old, but he was like
I
he was
know, but
old
it'd
enough
make
that
it-
you don't want him to fall off his bike at all, right? like he didn't look like Biden on a bike, but he looked close, you know.
Yeah.
And so then the fact that the force that everyone got hit with and the fact that everybody flew, you know what it did to me though, why it was so scary for me is actually because of a misconception that I had. So growing
That
up,
bikes were made of knives.
what?
I said that bikes were made of knives.
No.
It's a misconception you have.
I
Jokes.
have watched a lot of Law and Order SVU, right? And in one episode of Law and Order SVU, the way that they start the episode is this bike messenger who has been hired by a disgruntled parent who didn't get custody to kidnap his kid back, right? Tries to do that at the beginning of the episode. So the beginning of the episode is them in a park with a grandma and a kid, and then a guy grabs the kid and is trying to like run and get away, puts the kid on his bike. The kid's like, grandma. He's pedaling on the bike and he's got some speed, and then just crashes into the grandma hard, right? Now, later on in that episode, they kill the grandma, okay? So later on in the episode, they're like, oh, Nana didn't make it, right? So then I was like, man, can a person be on a bike fast enough to kill you, you know? And so when I saw that, even though I know that they'd have to be going Usain Bolt kicking levels fast to kill you, I still had a flashback of when I was younger and that bike messenger hit that old woman and she died in the episode. So when I saw the like table explode, because also like food is hitting the window. So
Right.
like there's little like dips that have hit the window and you're not sure what's sauce and what's blood, you know? Because you're like, did these people just explode? Because I can't see everyone.
I just love that you had like you had a flashback to a TV show.
Yeah,
Because
dude, I thought these
you have-
people could die. I thought that
you have PTSD about SUV. Huh? Don't get mad.
but you said the vehicle.
Oh, I did say the vehicle.
Yeah,
Keep
yeah,
it. We'll go again. PTSD from SVU. I think it's because SUV sounded better rhyme.
It does rhyme, yeah.
I think that's why my brain did it.
That's
that
why
way.
I almost didn't say anything.
Yeah. PTSDVU.
Jeez. But yeah, no, they like
Miami.
they got that was like hard to
That
watch.
sounds-
And in my head, I was like, man, this is why one of the other reasons why dying out. And I've actually, I don't know who I've told this story to. I think this is the first time I'm telling that story, and it's to you because I don't think I've ever told
Wow.
Sally about that.
You were really traumatized by that episode of Law and Order SVU.
Dude, okay, so this is the thing that happened in my head in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Because once again, I don't really care about eating alone. Like I'll go have a meal by myself and just chill.
Right.
Especially if I heard the place is good, or if it's right there and it looks, like reasonable prices, anything.
And you're going
so-
to hold a server hostage with conversation anyway, so.
Yeah. So I'm sitting at the bar when this happened, right?
Okay, so you were in the restaurant that it happened out in front of.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
That's even better.
And so I'm
That's
like
the
eating
It's like the
tacos.
people It's like the people who are inside in Ghostbusters when Lewis gets attacked by the dog.
Dude,
The table explodes and everyone calmly goes back to eating.
I'm like, and a couple people, this was so funny to me, right? This is when I knew I was in a different place because this is early when I lived in New York. So I was like, I think I was in Queens, right? And
Oh, okay.
And so then the whole thing happens and just like bodies flying and everything, and then like everybody hit the ground, right? And there was only 2 tables outside because this is pre-pandemic. So this is just like, hey, we have these 2 tables. I mean, yeah, these 2 tables and these 4 chairs in front of the restaurant. Everything else is in the restaurant, and the restaurant's too small. It's like a little storefront restaurant, right?
Yeah, so they don't have a big patio anyway, just a couple seats out front.
Yeah. Couple seats way too close to the sidewalk. And and basically I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, if I had eaten outside, that would have either happened to me or I would have got a closer view of it, which would have been horrible, you know?
Yeah.
Because like the distance,
No
that
matter
I
what,
saw
you're
it
a part
from-
of it.
Yeah, the distance that I saw it from made it very funny. Like I'm not gonna lie. Whether
No,
they were hurt
that'd
or
be
not,
great.
the distance I was away, because also everything was muffled because I couldn't really hear. So then by it being muffled through the glass, all I heard was crashing, like the crashing of glass and stuff like that. But then a little bit of like, oh. because my man that was on the bike caught some air. Okay, like he didn't
damn.
he didn't fly forever, but like okay, I'm trying to describe the trajectory the best because
Right.
there are some people listening, some people watching. So the guy is like hitting the first person. But when he's hitting the first person, the bike is most of what's hitting the first person. So the
Right.
bike is what's really driving that person into the table and knocking them sideways. When he launches off the bike, it's into the person who was sitting across from them, but it doesn't fully stop there. So he hits the person.
So he
that's
launches
sitting there.
into a spear move.
Into like kind of a spear. I'm surprised the second person didn't explode because he launches into a spear, which knocks them back and over. But then he keeps flying a little bit.
Oh, so the second person ostensibly is a ramp.
Yeah, because the
He
second
goes
person,
off of.
the second person caught it, and that's what knocked them down.
Right.
And then he lands like maybe a foot away from where they landed.
Ugh.
So he flew very well. Like if he was
I mean, yeah. Everyone sounds hurt.
instead of if he was not trying to deliver something and he was trying to fly, mission accomplished because my man flew. Like when you looked from the window, because I did get up and go to the window. When you looked at the window, where the bike was to where he landed was like at least 3 bikes. Like he flew 3 bikes deep. I'm pretty sure my measurements are just wrong, so I'm just going by bikes. Because everything got pushed at least a bike away from where it was, right?
So that's what I tell my math students to do. If you get confused, just measure in bikes.
Yeah, just measuring bikes.
Yeah.
People understand the ballpark of where you are. By the way, ballpark 664 bikes. Okay.
It's actually a big ass ballpark, probably in bikes.
Yeah, but that's if you lay them down.
They would still be the same length. Just because you.
No, you lay them down. It's different. Yeah.
It's still the same length.
Everybody knows that bikes are longer when they're sideways. Don't embarrass me in front of these people.
Tip that bike
It's
over.
the same.
Shorter.
You sound dumb right now, okay? It's the same length, whether it's right side up or it's sideways. Tell that to the bike. Tell that to the bike that got crashed because that bike was much shorter by the time that dude landed.
That's not because it was sideways. That's because it rammed into a customer. Very hard from the sounds of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Customers.
You've never told me that story. That is
Yeah.
because that's a brutal thing to see.
It was really bad, and in my head, even when it happened in my head, I was like, even if this cyclist had tried on purpose to do this to the restaurant, he would have barely made it through the glass. But the fact that they were just
You just
open,
hit it and just all the way down.
yeah, the fact that these people were open out there in the air, exposed, is why they got the way they did.
They were exposed to bike.
They were just out here living raw, and then got hit by a bike.
Living raw.
Yeah, you can't just no protection at all.
You gotta be ready for bike.
Yeah,
You have to be ready for bike.
100%.
You never know. So at least put one of those big padded like bear suits on or something, because you gotta protect yourself from bike.
Or at least a helmet. That's irresponsible. You getting slammed into the slammed into the table.
That's what some restaurants will start doing that to be like, hey, to cut down on liability, we ask that anyone eating on the patio wear a helmet.
Also, I really wanted to know.
They spray them out like bowling shoes and just there you go. There's your helmet.
I've thought about this for so long. I wonder what they were talking about before the cyclist hit. Like, I almost wish they were fighting. Like, I almost wish they were like, I don't even know you anymore. And then, bow.
You're just a thorn in my side. You're a real pain in my ass. Oh!
Yeah. Or they were having a
from
pleasant conversation. They were like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, the enchiladas are so, ah!
Yeah. Showing pictures of their kids. And Amelia's 4. Yeah, she's, oh my God.
I really wished it would have been like as funny as it was to watch, because everybody eventually got up and they didn't look great. Like, they had their scrapes. They were definitely hurt. But
They left changed.
yeah.
This was a life-changing meal.
Hey, can I tell you though? Can I tell you the couple that got hit, what'd they do? They came inside. They took their ass inside and sat at a table like civilized people.
And then acted like nothing happened.
The cyclist limped away on his broken bike, but I would have loved if they were lawyers and they were like, now these documents are really
No.
salsa and blood.
Salsa and blood and copyrighted, the confidential documents flying through the air. You see those things like you specifically, because you've seen men trip on bananas.
Yeah.
A genuine,
that was dope.
genuine cartoon thing. I'm still jealous. That was like it's
fire.
the main thing. It's the main thing I'm jealous of you of.
Yeah.
Career stuff, I don't really care. You getting to see that man slip on a banana,
Yeah.
that's seeing the face of God.
Panic in his eyes.
Yeah. You see stuff like this. You see men dropping their spaghetti on the bus.
Yeah.
I'm starting to wonder if there's something deeper going on here. There's some sort of you're some sort of strange blessed individual, because you're always near these things, but you don't really get into, like, you don't fall down a ton and get hurt. Like, it happens sometimes.
I fall down all the time, dude. The burger.
The burger. It's true. Okay. Okay. Still okay. So generally, you're a magnet for these situations.
Sure. But I'm also out a lot. By being out a lot, if you go out because here's the thing, lived in New York 6 years. If you go out in New York every day for 6 years, things will just start to run together as they happen. If we did the podcast every day, I wouldn't have as much to talk about as far as what I've seen. It'd be more talking about ideas.
You'd be indoors more.
Yeah, I'd be indoors more. But
yeah,
doing the podcast once a week versus an entire week of being outside, hey, Too much is happening.
You still seem like a magnet for him though, because
That's also why I'm exhausted. That's why I started this episode. I literally started this episode by saying it's like not fun anymore.
So you've peaked on experience now. You are
Dude.
done. You are done having Josh Johnson show adventures.
Dude, imagine if you just and luckily this has only happened to me once, but imagine if you just saw two middle-aged people maybe die once a month. Eventually you'd be like, hey, I think I'm just gonna take Ubers now and Seamless and do my spot and go home.
Oh, very true. I understand that, but I still think you are a specific magnet for him though too, because even when I'm out and go on adventures, or I'm, people always ask me if I have stories because I work with kids and stuff. I work I'm a sub. You think funny stuff would happen being around a bunch of chaotic children all the time? No, not really.
Do you talk to them a lot?
What do you mean talk to them a lot?
Like, I feel like even now, even in this episode, there was a point where you said, see, that's what I was trying to get to, right? So from talking long enough, I finally gave you something that was interesting where you were like, that's what I was wondering. Does that make sense? I think that with kids sometimes it's like, because they don't know much, they don't have a lot of life experience, and they don't know a lot of things, anything interesting that they have to say is after like...
Oh, no. I'm also not even talking about them, what they say. I'm just talking about them being chaotic balls of rubber. You'd think I'd see more chaos, and I don't. But the chaos finds you, is what I'm saying.
Oh, no,
That's what I'm getting at. I'm in situations where chaos should be abound. Mm-hmm. But 'tis not.
Also, maybe when
it's happening to you a lot. I know I'm more of a shut-in than you. I mean, not a shut-in, but that's not the right word.
I feel you.
But I stay in more than you. But still, you see the craziest of the craziest, and I'm just starting to wonder: is there some sort of curse? Are you some sort of strange chosen child?
I think it's literally just math. I think it's like if you go out every day for 7 days, and if you travel 2 of those 7 days, then like eventually, because like when you think about it, it's like a lot of it's happening. Some of it's happening. This is the first time that we've talked about eating out and why I don't like eating outside and why. But
well, let's be careful with that wording.
Sure, but I feel like a lot of it has been airports.
All right.
And it's like, just the places that I am.
But I never see anything fun in airports either. I'm in airports pretty often too. You've seen full-on fights in airports. I know you're in airports way more than me.
Yeah, but I took Spirit. Like this is the thing. I guess to me, it doesn't feel abnormal because I'm also being put in, or sometimes putting myself in, less than ideal situations for me to have a normal day. You know what I mean?
That's true. I guess, you leave the house striving to not have a regular day.
Dude, I went on
because you're like, I'm going to talk to strangers. And
I went on a 4-hour walk. That's not going to be conducive with nothing happening.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's the fair walk I was talking about where I stopped at the place.
Right.
But it's like a 4-hour, like I even have to steel myself sometimes to be like, listen, just to me in a mirror, listen. If you go on this 3-hour walk right now, you are probably going to have something happen. This is not a safe or good place that you live.
This will not be the relaxing experience you're hoping for.
If you walk to Queens, you will see something. You know what I mean? Because that's the other thing that I find too with people, where you look at LA as a great example. So it took me a while to learn my lesson that New York and LA were different in terms of walking, to where even if you could walk, you shouldn't necessarily walk depending on where you're walking, no matter the time of day. Because when I was in San Francisco and we were recording those episodes remote,
You walked into a wedding, so you got to be careful.
And
It
that
can
was
happen
just
anywhere.
a walk between episodes because I was like, oh, okay, this place is a mile and a half away. So I'm just going to go there, walk back. And it was insane. And half of it was horrible. Like,
True.
it was not good. So I think that that's what it is. I honestly, because you're not the first person to be like, how does all this stuff? And I also don't look at it as happening to me. I see it as happening.
But still getting to be a witness. You're
I
still
see what you
you're
mean.
still near it. And
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes people are just like anything crazy happened, when you were in New York earlier. I'm like, not really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I don't know. So I'm just saying I don't want to rule out some sort of curse or prophecy. Just putting that out there.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
I'm just saying that you are somehow the magnet. I don't know. There's something. It's a good thing. I don't know. I'm just saying. Another option is that I just thought of, because you do see a lot of these things when you're out, but we also talk a lot about how bad your eyes are. So there is
Yeah.
a chance that anytime you just see a flourish of colors, your brain fills it in as violent chaos.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like,
So
man,
maybe you're
everyone in New York really knows how to throw hands. Like
everybody in
everybody
Queens
here
is so
like,
good at exploding. Yeah.
really good. It's crazy.
So there's also that. There's also maybe
Yeah.
if you just got glasses, then suddenly you'd be like, why is life so boring all of a sudden? I don't see anything anymore.
I mean, it could happen. It's like those
just
people who always want a certain type of car and then they get it and they're like, it's okay.
Yeah. Or they immediately crash it.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Okay. I'm just trying to build out the JJU. 'Cause I feel like we haven't fully gotten into the what I'm creating is a prequel series
Jeez.
about your adventures,
Yeah.
which is what magical amulet you have in your house that leads to all these things. I do want to go way, way back to something you mentioned. I meant to say it earlier, but then we were talking about the bike story.
Yeah.
But you were talking about in Spider-Man 2, the slow motion, but car coming through. But then you said no, if it was that, but no one moved. And in that moment, you made me realize how terrible of a power Spidey sense would be by itself.
Yeah, if you just had it, but you didn't
If
have
you
it, you would
only had
just
the-
know for a while that something bad was going to happen.
You would get the slow motion experience of being crushed by a car.
Yeah.
But no,
Just you
no.
like, oh.
Oh no! Fuck!
Did you ever? Okay, apparently that apparently that Dane Cook joke is a real thing, where the woman was at a NASCAR event and a tire came off in an accident and it flew into the stands and hit her.
Oh yeah, that was a famous thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I feel like that's the best example of it. It's like you see
Yeah.
the tire coming from so far away, but
Yeah.
you don't feel nimble enough to get away. And you're also just mesmerized by the fact you're like a deer in headlights where it's like, is this really going to hit me? And so you just kind of throw up a hand, maybe. I remember I did that with a basketball where this kid, first of all, they were too big for me to play with, but like that was PE, so it's just part of life. But
Yeah.
in junior high, a bunch of kids had been like out sick or something this day in junior high, and it was like for whatever reason, maybe I was in high school, I don't know, I was like a puny kid anyway, but like for whatever reason I was one of 3 scrawny kids in 2 basketball teams worth of kids playing basketball for PE, right? So we split
Okay.
the court for each team, and you couldn't cross because that's the other people's game, whatever.
Right. Yeah.
And this kid passed the ball to me so hard. It's honestly, I've been hit with a baseball and I still think that basketball was faster. Like this kid passed it the way you throw a dodgeball to hit somebody, right?
Right.
And it's coming at me so fast that all I can do is like all I could do is put my hand out and I put my hand out for what should be a catch. Like, you know
Yeah.
how, okay, this is the best way I can think of to explain it. In physics, sometimes something
Sorry, was just not expecting that to be the first two words of that explanation.
in physics class, they taught us
In physics. Yeah.
in physics class they taught us that sometimes the speed of an object will like fully change the result that you're expecting. So instead of a ball bouncing off of a wall, if it's shot hard enough into the wall, it'll either explode or go through the wall, depending on what the wall's made of. You know what I mean? So the ball is coming at me. I stick my hand out, not like an athlete, but just
No, you've never done that. Why start now?
just like someone who knows a ball is coming, right? So my hand's not out in a defensive position. I'm not like this, but my hand's out in a way that I can at least catch it, you know?
Sure.
It's coming at me so fast that I don't have enough time to get the palm in the way of the center point of the ball. And so all it does, and I watch it happen because my hand's like this far out, right? The ball's coming at me. I watch it slowly, and it truly happened in slow motion in my mind. I watch it slowly bend my fingers back and betray my face. Just like it was.
Yeah, your hand gave up your face.
Yeah, because it was coming so fast that I put my hand out. It bent my hand back like this, and just was open season on my face, and the ball hit me in the face so hard that I my head went back. The ball went. This is so insane. So my head goes back. But I could swear to you, I was maybe concussed, so who knows if I'm right about this. But the ball hits me so far, moves my hand, hits my face, and I could almost promise you keeps going in the same direction. Like my face had no had no influence on where the ball went next. So it just sort of knocked my face out of the way and then kept traveling. So this dude literally passed it almost through me, right?
Through your face.
And so so it moves my hand, moves my face. I hit the ground and I just hear everybody go, "Ooh."
Yeah, that's
And I don't even try to open my eye.
and they weren't even saying it for you. They were saying because the ball went through you so fast it hit someone else behind you.
Dude, when I tell you I didn't even attempt to get up, open my eye.
Nope. You don't need to live in that reality.
Yeah. I genuinely felt like my hand, like my wrist was sprained. Like I've never
Damn.
had anything. When I tell you this kid threw the ball at me, like I didn't know anyone could do it. And honestly, he was a little like, I don't know, too strong to begin with. Like for real. Like he like
Hey man,
like,
can
dude,
I get real with you for a second? This guy is just too jacked.
like in
too
dude,
strong.
It
Who
looked
needs
like
that?
for real,
Who
it looked
even
like he
needs
was
someone to
taking
be that strong?
steroids for PE. It looked like this kid was straight up on roids for PE because I remember on the first day
This
of
kid
school.
better be pitching for the Mets now or something because
Dude, when I went to
sounds like he had a future.
the first day of school, okay? And they gave us our uniforms to change out in and everything.
Okay.
I saw that kid and I was like, that's not a kid.
That's Randy Johnson.
Dude, like this child was so jacked. I was like, he should be teaching. Cause the PE teacher out of shape. This kid right here is doing the stuff today. He's doing
Yeah.
currently.
I want to know what he's up to.
Yeah, he has a master's degree in physical.
Look at this kid. He's built like a brick shit house, got an arm like a rocket. Come on. Let him teach.
It was dude. I couldn't believe it hit me that hard.
That's great.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Not for me.
Say I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I might be a different person if that ball had never hit me in
Oh.
my head.
Honestly, bro, to tie it back in, I think that might explain your eye problem.
Dude,
You got hit in the face so hard you only see violence now.
this kid threw the ball. I don't even know how I wouldn't even know how to begin.
I don't know how you're alive, to be honest, because it sounds like it went through your face.
The fact that it moved my head for me.
For you.
Yeah. Dude, this didn't hit me in the face and it bounced off and then went somewhere.
Right.
It
No,
kept
your head bounced
traveling
off.
the same the same direction as if a person wasn't in the way. It probably could have broke my collarbone if I
Surprised it didn't break your nose or something.
Dude, well, no, it was too high. I thought about that because I was like, man, this like
okay.
my whole, when I tell you my whole head hurt. Mm-hmm. Because I must have,
Josh doesn't remember the 3-month coma he was in after that.
dude, I'm looking back, I must have been moving out of the way slightly or something. Like,
Right.
I think sometimes, you know how when someone goes to punch you, if you're not a fighter and someone goes to punch you, you'll like close your eye if they're too close. Like if you know they're going to make contact, you'll like flinch. I think that my whole body, as soon as it hit my hand and it moved my hand, the millisecond my body had left, it was like, we need to just leave.
Yeah, just every part of you took over, like a cat when it jumps, just inherently just knows to spring up and around.
Dude, it was so bad. Oh, I was like, and then that's the other thing too. I never really got an attitude with my PE teacher, but that was like the one time I like got up and he's like, Johnson, you all right? I'm like, what? Am I? It was like the most sass I probably had with a teacher up to that point because I was so offended by the question because I was like,
No,
my man,
I'm changed now.
did
I'm
you
changed
see
now.
what happened? For you to even ask if I'm all right, you know I'm not. DIB?
I don't remember how mangoes taste now. It hit me so hard. I have forgotten flavors.
Bro, I'm tasting I am tasting blood. And I do not remember biting myself. I think that my body just sent me a little bit of blood in my mouth to remind me I was alive. I didn't bite my tongue. I didn't bite my cheek. But when I woke up, I was like, I could taste adrenaline.
Yeah. My brain is sore.
Yeah. This has nothing to do with dining out, but, you know.
No, I think we have found a whole other thread there, which was the the final destination life of Josh Johnson.
Dude, this was
Just the Rube Goldbergian chaos
Like, just-
of a day with Josh.
I'm not saying you have to coddle kids, but like let them play with kids. This kid is clearly an adult. It's happened to me a couple times in my life where I've had to play with a guy that was like too big for us. And I'm like, this you need to stop this. Let him do his pull-ups by himself. He clearly wants to be strong. Let him be strong somewhere else. You got him playing basketball with regular kids, with regular children. You have him playing basketball. It's goofy. It's like you should be ashamed of yourself that you thought this was like a competitive game.
These aren't playmates. These are victims.
Dude,
send this man elsewhere.
This kid had so much hair. Like we're talking
Got a
about
goatee,
like no we're talking about a kid who is like it's almost like he's growing up in a different time. Because you know how men in like the, I don't know, whatever, like the 1800s would have like,
Right.
since they lived to be 36, they'd have a full chest hair at 10 or
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
This kid is like living like that. Because not only is he stronger than everyone, he's got so much, like he puts on his PE shirt and we see the hair coming out from the collar and everything. This dude is testosterone.
Now, would we consider a Teen Wolf scenario?
It would make more sense than just a child being that strong.
Than just a large, strong man.
Either that dude has been held back and is low key lying about his age and has been held back for 5 years straight.
Yeah.
Or he's a teen wolf, because none of it makes sense.
Sound like you said Teen Wolf, which I really liked.
Yeah, teen wolf.
sounds like the lame knockoff of Teen Wolf.
Yeah, teen wolf. 2 F's, 1 U.
Coming to theaters Friday. Teen Wolf.
Teen wolf.
Shall we open up the mailbag?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's open the mailbag. Got a couple here. This one, I just did a weird mover on the mic for no reason there with my phone. This one is from Becky, a.k.a. Recky, I believe. Or is it Reeky? W-R-E-K-Y. And it just says, now I've seen everything. Squeaks in Toontown. I know you're headed to Sacramento this weekend, and I'm stoked to see you Friday. That's right. Update. Sadly, I will not be there this weekend. Some stuff came up, but Josh will still be there. And, you know, he's the one who's like faces on the website and everything. So you're going to be fine. It's still going to be good. Go see Josh. I thought I'd share this stunning house that just went up for sale in my neighborhood. Best viewed on a computer, taken the full glory of this beauty. It belonged to a psychiatrist who does it in the house. I'm still at a loss for words. I'm told it's even crazier in person. Let me know if you want to join me for a tour this weekend. I guess sorry, I should have brought this up on the computer maybe. Oh, God. Yep, okay, hang on. Got to open this for you. You got to see the inside of this house real quick. From the outside, looks very unassuming. On the inside, chaos. And yeah, maybe we'll put the listing in the. Oh my God. Okay, so pretty normal outside, right?
Yeah.
Regular house, and then it takes a hard left turn.
That's so upsetting.
For the people just listening, well, yeah, we'll put the link maybe down below, but
It looks like if SpongeBob was into kink.
Because it's even better, too, because I'm looking at this. I don't have my glasses on, so I can still see it, but not great. So the wavy stuff really makes me feel like I'm having some sort of seizure. It's very just squiggly and like Van Gogh. This is what Van Gogh saw in his head and why he was so depressed. Oh, my God, there's a tree in it?
This is like really messed up. Like this should be illegal.
It looks like a mistake. Oh, my God.
Whoever did this is a sick person.
Well, especially it said they're a psychiatrist that would do appointments in-house.
Yeah,
nah,
this is the house from the first season of American Horror Story.
Like, imagine you're not feeling great. Yeah, that kitchen then looks busted. I don't know what's going on there. That's a hard. They didn't put as much work into this.
I think they put the same amount of work. And the kitchen is just the place where it all just really comes together. There's no excuses.
And then there's just a bunch of blank room. Yeah, because the other rooms, I wonder if these were painted to try to cover it up. But then, wow, that's a whole landscape. That's a lot. That's too much. That's too much.
That's really upsetting. Like it. Wow.
Well, Josh, you can go
You have $1 million
on a viewing
to burn.
Yeah, it looked pretty expensive too. Yeah.
Yeah. And by $1 million to burn, I mean it would be better for you to burn $1 million than buy this house. Thanks so much for listening to the Josh Johnson Show. I had a great time recording. Hope you had a great time listening. If you are looking to catch up with us on any of the socials, you can find me at Josh Johnson Comedy on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, where we're posting clips of the show. You may be watching one right now. And if you're looking for Logan,
You can follow me on Instagram at Logan M. Nielsen. And if you want to get into our mailbag and send us upsetting houses, you can do that. JoshJohnsonShow@gmail.com. You can also leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts because we like to read those in the show as well. And if you just want some more bonus content, different podcasts, different video stuff, come join our Patreon. Patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show. We got a lot of fun stuff there. All those links are in the bio below, as well as tickets to see Josh in Sacramento. Again, sorry I'm not going to be there. We lied last week.
also, one last thing that I'm throwing out there. If you are watching this on YouTube and you enjoyed what you saw, please like and subscribe. You know, maybe tell a friend. And if you really hated it,
Sure.
tell someone that's not a friend.
Yeah. You're like, this isn't for me, but you know who it is for? Fucking Daniel.
Yeah.
Also, you made me think of one more thing. We do have another virtual show coming up, and I believe that is Sunday, I'm going to say October 16th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Right? That's the one we picked?
Yep.
Yep. So that's coming up in just a week and a half about. So another virtual show. We're having to do this one a little bit earlier because we're going to be on the road at the end of October. Actually, I mean it this time, that I'll be on the road with Josh at the end of October.
Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great weekend.
Goodbye.
Hey everyone, it's Josh Johnson, and we want to know, what do you want to hear us argue about next on the show? Okay, it's very easy to let us know. You can drop a comment on any of the Daily Show's clips of Hold Up, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, or Twitter. You can also hit us up with the hashtag Hold Up. And honestly, if we have an opinion about it, we'll do an episode about it. We both love to talk, we love to argue, and we love you. So without anything else, let's get into the show. Welcome to Hold Up. I'm your co-host, Josh Johnson, a writer for The Daily Show, and I'm joined
by me, Dulce Sloan. And I did not want to. I'll say this. Sometimes, as someone who. Hold on.
This is already wild.
I'll say this. Sometimes as someone who is in the public eye, right? And who is a performer.
Yeah.
People will make requests of you when it comes to how you express yourself. If you are a fan of a comedian or performer, mainly comedian, and you want to DM them, message them, come up to them after a show, and give them a joke, give them notes, tell them about what you think they should change, shut the fuck up. Put something in your mouth, I don't care what it is, and go away. You are the worst person because you are not a fan. I don't need your notes. I don't need you. None of us need your notes. None of us are going to tell your bar joke to anybody. And don't get offended when you ask us, can I tell you a joke? And we say no. We write our own material. We don't need you. Also, if you were dating a comedian, you are not that interesting. The number of dudes that I've talked to is like, don't put this in your act. Don't worry, I won't. You're either annoyed that I did put it in, or you're annoyed that I might put something in, or annoyed that I won't put something in. And my favorite is, because we've told men they're funny, because that's what the ugly men have to go off of, or even men want to be interesting, right? So we've told men that they're funny. That's why we have this thing about women not being funny. The number of men I've had say to me, I bet I'm funnier than most of your friends. Sir, my friends have comedy specials. My friends have
I
comedy specials, albums, tours.
I feel like this
Wild.
it would be funny to do this episode as Dulce versus the DMs.
Well, I can say I'm very annoyed by the amount of respect that I get in my DMs. There's never a man trying to holler at me in my DMs.
Mm.
Ever. There's always some annoying woman.
One good thing that has been happening is I've been getting lots of pitches in my DM for potential episodes, and I think you're gonna like a couple of them. A couple of them.
No one's sending me anything for pretend. I would love that.
Oh, really?
No one's sending me.
I got a bunch of good ones, and so we're gonna have to start doing shout outs on the specific person that's like, hey, we thank you so much to the person, because I feel like some of them were so specific that I was like, yeah, this is great.
Oh man, I cannot wait to hear about. What are some of the ones that we're never gonna do?
I mean, I don't see us doing DC versus Marvel.
No.
That one's not really gonna happen.
No. Don't know enough about either camp. Don't know who's who. I don't know where Spider-Man stay. I don't know where Batman live. Also, Michael Keaton is the only Batman I care about.
That's a hot take.
Bro.
That's wow. Before we get into like a Batman debate, let's tell the people what this episode is about. Today is one that's actually very close to our hearts.
Very close to my heart and my titties.
See what I mean though about
What?
the like I sort of said a thing and then you sang a thing. You felt like you were gonna stunt on me in my face.
I'm not trying to stunt. I'm just trying to live my best life. Listen, I got these nails done. Okay, I have the nails of the woman, like I said on Instagram. I have the nails of the woman that Dolly Parton warned us about. Okay, I am Jolene. Jolene, you get it?
Yeah. No. Look, I
Jolene.
understand. So while you
Jolene. Listen, I didn't have a proper warm up, so that didn't. Jolene. Listen, I'm gonna have to come back on the next episode after I've had a proper warm up because I just embarrassed myself.
No.
I'm
You're
better than
doing
that.
great. And tell the people what this
Jolene.
episode is about, and then tell them where you stand.
This episode is about a conversation that I have on a regular basis
Mm-hmm.
and a war that I have been waging since I was a wee girl. And the topic of today's episode is, as if you didn't read it on the caption, but for those of you who did not, it is summer versus winter.
Mm-hmm.
Verano versus invierno. Do I know how to say versus in Spanish? No, it's probably versus. I don't know. No one's ever asked me. What I'm saying is summertime versus wintertime. And since we know that Josh has a tendency to be wrong,
Whoa.
what side are you for, Josh?
What side am I for? I'm for winter.
Wrong!
What
Wrong!
do you mean wrong?
Wrong, Adam!
What do you mean wrong?
You are wrong! You are
There's no-
absolutely, categorically, fucking wrecked. And I will tell you all of the ways right after this. And we're back. Listen, Josh, I can say in the history of us doing this podcast, I never really let you fully get your points out before I stomped them out of existence.
What? Ooh.
So I want to give you a chance on this good Christian morning.
Mm-hmm.
Josh, I'm going to let you go ahead and tell us why you live this life.
Okay. So I think that this time that we're in right now in the month is a perfect time to talk about this, because right now we're in fall. We're in an equal split between the two. Okay, we still have memories of summer, and we still have a winter to look forward to. And for me, I think that winter is just the coziest, right? You're inside, you're snuggled up, you're eating some good hearty food that's warm. You can't have that during the summer, all right? If someone made you like a nice, thick, full stew, you don't want that in the summer. You can't eat it. It's too hot outside. You don't want it hot in your mouth, okay? You can't be snuggled up under quilts, all sorts of covers and comforters. You can't be under blankets in the summer, all right? Snuggled up with a good book, yeah, maybe outside while you're roasting. But in the winter, you're inside, maybe next to a fireplace, right? All cozied up with a honey bun, literal or figurative. And, depending on where you
What
live.
kind of honey buns you cuddling up with, Josh? Josh out here referencing cuffing season. You, Josh Johnson, celebrate cuffing season? Wow.
I'm not saying celebrate cuffing season. I'm just saying if you're with somebody, it's nice to be with somebody when it's cold outside. You can snuggle up, warm each other, I will say the other thing that's really great is like any inside activity for a homebody is only elevated in the winter, because now there's no guilt about not going out. And outside your window, depending on where you live, you get to see the beautiful, tranquil snowfall. All right. There's something about snow on the horizon that's just peaceful and beautiful. Okay. Winter comes with a lot of the good foods. It comes with a ton of the indoor activities. If you're an introvert, winter reigns supreme. Get to wear mittens. Tell me you don't love mittens.
No, nigga, I'm not 6 years old.
Mittens are superior. All right. I'm tired of this thing where, as a black man, I gotta be so tough. I gotta act like I love mittens. All right. I wish I had them on right now.
Listen, no one's asking you to be tough. Don't worry.
Wow.
What?
Oh, you know what a what is. Oh, wow. The nerve. The nerve. What? You know what a what is.
I'm just saying, no one's asking Josh Ezekiel Johnson to throw hands. No one's asking you to do that. No one's...
I'm not even saying throw hands. I'm saying be tough. I'm saying that sometimes in life, especially as a man, you're expected to be a certain level of tough where you don't even like stuff.
Okay, I hear that. There
And
are certain... I do feel...
mittens. A
Where do you even
nice
buy
knitted
mittens?
mitten. First of all, you don't buy many of them. Okay, a lot of them are gifted to you by grandmothers, women in your life that are of a certain age that
Yeah.
love to knit. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. Listen, I disagree with everything you just said. But listen, I'm wearing my best summertime dress because I'm trying to keep hope alive.
Yeah, you look nice. Looks
Thank
good
you
on you.
so much.
You know?
This is a dress whenever I wear it on stage is to let white people know that I have white friends. Look at these sleeves.
Oh yeah, the sleeves scream. Yeah, I didn't enjoy Midsummer, but I watched it, to support the white community.
Midsummer Night's Dream? What are we?
Oh no, the horror movie Midsummer that only has.
Oh,
white
I
people
don't
in it.
watch horror movies. It's hard enough out here, dog. I don't need my brain attacking me anymore.
That's what I'm saying. It says that. I'm not saying you did that. I'm
Oh,
saying
yeah,
it
this dress
says,
definitely-
Yes, I support.
Yes, this dress definitely says, yes, I'll have a beer. That's what this just says. I'll drink an IPA. Disgusting, right?
Yeah, I called them IPAs for the longest.
No one corrected you?
No one corrected me for like a while.
Yo, that's not even.
Yeah, yeah. I worked at Trader Joe's. And
You
I
went to
would-
Trader Joe's? That's
Yeah,
where
I
they're
worked at Trader
from.
Joe's. Yeah, I worked at
Where-
Trader Joe's for years.
Oh, I know you worked at Trader Joe's for years. What I'm saying is that the fact that you worked at a Trader Joe's
Yeah,
where
yeah.
IPAs live
Yeah, yeah.
and no one took the time to pull a young man aside and was
say,
like,
stop saying IPA.
hey, bro, how did you find out?
I eventually said it out loud in front of somebody. Yeah, I was like living in ignorance, but it never came up because I don't
In your
drink.
defense, they put an S on the end, but the S is little.
Mm.
Also, I don't know what the letters mean.
Indian Pale Ale.
Do we mean like Native American?
Oh, I have no idea. I just know that when it's spelled out, that's what it.
Is there a beer making history among the Native Americans or the people of India?
I have no idea. Yeah. I mean, I didn't understand it even when it was explained to me. I wished that IPA was right.
I mean, at the end of the day, they're still nasty.
Yeah.
I think
Fair
you
enough.
have to really be a white man to enjoy them. I truly think they're tuned perfectly
Mm-hmm.
to that palate
Mm.
because I've never seen anyone who wasn't one.
Yeah, yeah. I don't drink, so I have no idea.
Oh, I always forget you. No, I never forget you don't drink. I'm always like, Josh, I love imagining you at like a college party. Just being like, I don't.
Oh yeah, no, I was standing there.
Good Lord. I can't say I don't not drink. Some of my friends was like, one of my friends was like, have you considered not like stopping drinking? And I was like, I don't drink enough
Mm-hmm.
to stop drinking, if that makes sense.
I feel like I've only ever seen you have a drink twice, and I've known you for years.
Yeah, I don't drink all the time. And if I do drink, I'll have one or two. I don't like being drunk.
Now, I guess I'll ask you this then. Since you're on the side of summer,
Hell yeah.
do you still drink the same things in the summer as you do in the winter?
I do the same thing year round.
Year round, okay.
So I enjoy soju year round. I enjoy a whiskey and soda, tequila soda year round. If I am going to go for a fruity beverage, your coladas, your daiquiris, your margaritas, it is usually warm outside.
Okay.
I will have a margarita year round if there is queso.
Wow. Okay. First of all, that makes perfect sense. I used to work at a Mexican restaurant, and that makes perfect sense. But also, would not have, if you had not said anything, paired them together in my mind.
You gotta have a
like-
margarita if you're eating queso. You got to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like that makes so much sense. And looking back on when I would, do the orders and when I was serving, yep. But also never put it together until just now.
Oh yeah, because you need the acidity to bust up all that cheese. But then you need the cheese to help regulate the acidity.
I
That
want
is-
you to have
What?
your own cooking show because Bust Up is an incredible way to describe it. Bust Up.
Well, the thing is, you usually can't get. I did not realize this until I left the South, but you can't get white queso out of like a couple southern. Like when you leave.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, I recently bought a knitting machine, and now I'm out here making beanies, scarves. Josh, what color beanie you want, baby boy? I got a red color coming up. Listen, I've seen you in a beanie now.
Look. I will take a red beanie, but if you could make me some red mittens, hey, out here, all right?
So you're saying if I can get you red mittens to go with this red beanie, you would wear them?
I would not just wear them, I would sport them. There'd be Instagram posts. There'd be a lot going on. Mittens and a matching beanie? I don't think I've had that in life.
Now, when you want your beanie, do you want the little like faux fur little poof on the top?
What does the poof do? I guess I never
It's just for
understood it.
decoration. I
Oh,
bought
okay.
60 of them, so if you want one,
A kid once told me that it breaks up the wind, and I was like, I don't see
I
how
don't-
that's possible,
I don't think.
but maybe.
Windbreakers don't even break up the wind. Windbreakers just hold wind.
Yeah.
Windbreakers should be
So-
called wind catchers. But
I get what you're saying then.
So,
yeah,
yeah, so
it's
from-
like a lot of what you prefer happens during the summertime.
right. Also, it's like I don't like being hot indoors,
Hmm.
and I don't like being cold outside. Right.
Okay.
Also,
okay.
I enjoy sitting outside.
Mm.
You know, I've got a nice terrace, got a balcony. So it's like I enjoy sitting outside. I have patio furniture, right?
Mhm.
And it is much easier to sit outside. You know, you're talking about reading your books. People who are like introverts and such. I mean, I think introverts do the same thing year round because they just do what they do. But if you're going to sit up and enjoy a nice, like a couple weeks ago, I was sitting on my terrace, 'cause I'm on the top floor, so like I can see, like, you know, the sky is so big.
Mhm.
I sit out there on my patio furniture reading a book.
Mhm.
And if it's 30 degrees outside, you're not finna enjoy sitting outside reading shit. Because you're dabbing an eye, you're dabbing a nose. You can't feel your fingers to turn them pages, right?
Yeah.
Also, I'm a beach person.
Yeah. All right, that makes sense.
So, should we do an episode about beaches versus mountains? Like vacations?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm down for that because I have so many thoughts and feelings about that situation. Because we have to admit, like, a beach is like a summertime vacay. The
Okay.
mountains, Los Montañas, it's really a wintertime gig, right?
Yeah, it is.
Like,
You're
going
right.
to the mountains in the summer, it's like, girl,
Mhm.
for what? For who? For why? Who asked for this?
For absolutely.
Hmm?
For absolutely.
Yo.
I mean, we don't have to do the thing now.
we're gonna talk about
It's
that.
fine. It's fine.
But yeah, but-
I'll tell you why you wrong later. Okay.
Sure. All right.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm team summer because you're out and about, you're seeing people. It's just the ability to, it doesn't even have to be like a big trip. Like, you could go on a day trip. So you could just be in a park. You could just sit in a park
Mm-hmm.
and enjoy your day. You can have a couple of nibbles, maybe some bubbly, maybe some ipas, whatever you like enjoying when you're out enjoying a nice day. You can just do that. It's easier to do things in just getting groceries is easier in the summertime. Doing laundry is easier. Just running an errand is easier in the summertime because you're not out here looking like the kid from A Christmas Story.
What? I understand where you're coming from because a lot of the things that you're saying make sense for you. As long as I've known you, all these things have been true. So I get why you lean towards summer, but there are just certain things that, hey, you're not having hot chocolate when it's hot out. All right.
Okay, that's a
You're not
beverage. I'm
having-
talking about sitting in the park.
No. I still say there are plenty of activities that you can go do in the winter. There's a whole Winter Olympics for people that love the winter. All right?
Okay, but what about if you live somewhere that gets cold, but doesn't always snow? Like Atlanta, for instance. People do not know because somebody gave Atlanta some white people in a fucking building gave Atlanta this nickname of Hot Atlanta. And people think that it's hot year round, which is not true. Atlanta will get down to the teens.
I thought it was called Hotlanta because of the people.
No, that was
Wow.
marketing bullshit.
Wow. Okay.
Because when it came out, we all went, the fuck? We didn't vote for this. And they put it on everything.
Yeah.
And now every corny ass person I've ever met is like, so you're from Hot Atlanta? No, bitch, I'm not. I'm not from a marketing campaign. None of us all of us saw it and were like, this is going to be a fucking problem. Like, no one's running around like New York, like, no New Yorker's like, yeah, I'm from the Big Apple. Like, no one's doing this. No one is doing that. I'm not running around them calling a peach state. I think for me, the things that I enjoy doing the most are during my favorite season. So, because I enjoy an aquatic activity, right? You can't be in nobody's swimming pool when it's 40 degrees outside. one, your pool is probably frozen, somewhat. It's cold as shit,
Yeah.
cold enough to kill you.
This is when it's important to have friends with indoor pools.
Yeah, sure. That's why we could like do a lot of hotels like up north. A lot of them have indoor pools.
Yeah.
Or heated pools. So it's like I can't say this summer. Summer of 2022. I kept seeing it on Instagram. It was like, yo, this summer left like it had somewhere to be.
It did.
I thought it was just me. I looked up and was like, bitch, is this September?
Yeah.
What?
No,
it went
that
by very
quickly.
quick, and I thought it was just your girl. But everyone else looked up and went like,
Oh.
fuck am I wearing a jacket? She flew the fucking coop. I don't know, she
Yeah.
had bills to pay.
And she was upset before she left because those were some heat waves.
I couldn't
And
even sit outside. It was hot. Because I was like, I love sitting outdoors. But also, I know that New York is hot wrong.
What do you mean?
I was talking to Mateo Lane about this, and he completely understood. Okay, listen. So, first of all, it's building hot. It's not nature hot, right?
Okay.
So, like, I remember a couple years ago, I was supposed to do this thing called Aussie Fest, and they canceled it because of the heat. And I called my mother, who grew up in Miami, and has lived most of her adult life in the great state of Georgia, as you can see on my Nicholas. And so I was like, Mommy, they canceled this comedy show because of a heat wave. She said, girl, how hot was it? 105? 105? How hot was it? I said, Mommy, it was going to be 94 degrees. And we laughed for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because in the South, we would have whole outdoor festivals, whole fucking barbecues. It'd be 94 degrees outside. Why? Because it's nature hot, and we got enough watermelon out here to keep everybody alive. Okay? Sit that baby in the shade. Come get some of these ribs. We're finna have a good day. Okay?
Yeah.
We got enough cold drinks out here. Enough Coke, and that is any carbonated beverage. We got enough water. We got sweet tea out here to keep everybody the fuck alive.
I remember.
Right. You grew up in Louisiana. And up here, first of all, the number of places that do not have air conditioning, because they love to call the South ignorant, but we have figured out HVAC. They want to call us all kind of backwards and barefoot and stupid or whatever, these Yankee bastards. But we have figured out how to cool a home. Okay? The fact that my other apartment, I had to have a window unit as a grown adult, and I couldn't control my heat came on. Which was also truly fucking disrespectful. I pay you American dollars with a comma in the bitch.
Yeah.
I got a whole apartment and my heat just come on when you say so. So now I'm just in here wearing the least amount, trying to figure out how to take my fucking skin off. Because it's hotter than a bitch in here because Dino done turned the fucking heat on and ain't asked nobody. So, I'm a summertime gal because your best family get-togethers out here in the summertime, right? Also, my birthday is the ultimate summertime gig.
Yeah.
My
July
birthday
4th.
is July 4th. Wait, Josh, when's your birthday?
March 6th.
Why did I not know that?
I don't know. I don't really bring it up.
Wait a minute. Josh Jebediah Johnson, how dare?
Yeah, I just let it, you know what I mean? I think that for me, I truly understand what you're saying. I'm not saying summer doesn't have a lot of amazing merits to it. My con with summer is the heat waves. And you're saying that New York is hot wrong, but isn't California having the same sort of concrete heat issue?
California, first of all, is a desert. That's the main thing.
Yeah, they don't have water.
Yeah, and the thing is, they put that there, which is very confusing that they even did that.
Yeah, I think at the time it was cheap land, and so then they built there.
Oh, that makes sense. I mean, it's not probably the best.
No, it's not.
idea.
It's not a great idea long term.
So, like, I've lived in LA during a heat. This is the weird thing about being in LA in a heat wave. There was one day where it was 108 degrees. And then the sun went down and it was 70 degrees.
Yeah.
And I was like, how do you not catch your death in this bitch? Because I've been in Georgia and it's been 92 degrees at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
The sun hasn't been out for hours. And it's still not in the 90s.
Yeah, but the temp has sense enough to regulate.
Right. The 10% is regular. So like LA bounces around. Because that was a weird thing when I first moved there. I was like, okay, you know, it's 85 degrees out here. We out here looking cute. And then at nighttime it would be 65. I was like, oh, that's why everybody in this bitch always has a jacket with them.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very confusing. And then when you get there, you're like, oh, I get it. So that's why everyone's clothes out here don't make any sense.
Yeah.
Because once the sun goes down, you don't know what the hell temperature it's going to be. But it's like your most fun activities are during the summertime. Also, and I hate separate. Oh, so you enjoy snowboarding? You enjoy tobogganing? You enjoy skiing?
It's not about snowboarding or skiing, all right? It's about having like a nice nature walk in the winter. If I'm in the woods in
It's
the winter
cold.
when
Why
it's
are you
snowing,
out? It's 30 degrees outside. Go inside.
what do you mean?
It's
You can
fucking freezing.
People act like you can't gear up for the winter.
Oh,
You could be so comfortable if you just gear up for the temperature. In a heat wave, there you can't take off the skin. You can take off everything, but you be naked and still hot. All right. But in winter, you gear up enough and you're just comfortable.
until you go inside somewhere and then you're sweating your life away. Because that's the other thing about the wintertime is that
Oh, okay. All right. The other thing about the wintertime is
it's so hot indoors. Because that's the thing.
warm. It's just
No,
warm indoors.
everybody's not regulating this shit right? So like, I got on this sweat because that's why I learned to wear winter on the outside and summer on the inside, because you'll see somebody have like a full thick ass whatever a cable knit is what the kids say, thick ass cable knit sweater, right? And they look cozy.
Yeah.
But now they've come inside a building.
Mm-hmm.
And the building is set to hell, right? I've been inside of bars that was too hot. When I was in Indiana over the weekend, everywhere we went inside was too warm. It was too warm. It wasn't cold enough outside for as warm as it was inside, right? And so, because the jacket that I brought was the coat I brought a coat. I should have brought a jacket, right? In New York, you're like, okay, light jacket, jacket, coat. So it's like there's these levels where it's just like, you know, it's like, oh, I got a jacket, I got a light jacket, right? I'm running around. Okay, let me get a coat. Okay, now let me call North Face. Let me get Goose Down involved. Okay, I had to bring animals as reinforcement because I'm fucking freezing. I mean, you know, you've seen my coats. They're warm. They're very much warm. But so it's like you have to have so many. There's hats and scarves and boots and gloves, and then you gotta have salt for the snow. Cause like this is the thing. I will give you this. Snow is pretty. The first 2 days. And then it needs to go the fuck on. Snow needs to find it. Snow needs to know. Snow doesn't know when to leave.
Snow doesn't know when to leave. Okay.
Snow show up and be like, hey y'all, the first snow is very cute. It's nice. It's cute. It's quiet.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
But too much snow, shutting your fucking city down. Okay? Remember the bomb cyclone that hit New York in 2018?
I feel like 2018 was not that crazy.
If it
The
wasn't
bomb cyclone?
why'd they call it a bomb cyclone if it wasn't so crazy?
Because they were getting too hyped.
It was just a fucking blizzard. We already had a word for a bunch of snow showing the fuck up.
that's kind of where I was, where I was like, I heard bomb cyclone. Even I was like, all right, this may be too much snow. Like maybe we're in for it, right? But then it hit, and it maybe it's because I lived in Chicago for a while, but it hit, and it wasn't
See,
like all that wild to
your
me.
barometer is different.
Chicago is egregious.
Let me
Like
tell you something.
Chicago, they called it Shiberia that one year because the lake almost froze over.
That's a big ass lake.
It's a huge lake, and then
Isn't
when
that
you
lake?
see the sky view, you see how far out of the shoreline that it froze, and I was like, "Oh yes, this is actually too cold."
Is that Lake Michigan?
Let me see. You so
Which lake is that? You lived there for years and don't know?
I wasn't really paying attention.
Negro.
Let me see. 1 second. 1 second. Hold
Chicago.
on. I can look it up in a moment. Not a huge deal. Nobody freak out.
No one's freaking out. I'm just saying you
Everybody
should
calm down.
know. Yeah, that's Lake Michigan.
Yeah, Lake Michigan. Yeah.
Why do you not know that?
Because, it's a Great Lake, so I would just say the Great Lake. The
You
one
would just
near
not
us.
pick the lake?
I just wouldn't pick the lake. I'd be like, a Great Lake right over there.
Because there's Lake Michigan, there's Erie, there's Huron.
Huron. Mm-hmm.
Which the fuck is the Superior?
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is, being just a little full of yourself. What's this other bitch called? Ontario.
You've never met him. You never met him. Maybe it is Superior.
Maybe it is, maybe it ain't. I don't know. I don't work here. What I'm saying is, Chicago is the fact that you even survive. Like one of my friends, who's a thin man,
Uh-huh.
moved to Chicago a couple years ago, and I was really worried about him. I was like, "You're gonna have to get ankle weights." He was like, "Why?" I said, "Because the wind has a name. You're gonna get blown down the street like tumbleweed.
So,
You're Nigerian. You're not made for this. You're not made for that. We're not even supposed to be here." Like, the joke that I have on my half hour where I talk about, like, black people, we're not supposed to be here.
mm-hmm.
Because we're not supposed to fucking be here, bro. This ain't snow hair. That's why I don't trust these Yankee niggas. Because they be out here like, yo, I fuck with snow. Like, no. Just to get your jeans, nigga. This doesn't make no sense.
It
You
does
can't
make
trust
sense,
these
though.
Yankees. You cannot trust these snow niggas. You can't.
Snow is beautiful.
For 2 days. And then it shuts your... Snow is great. And then you know what happens in New York? This is what happens in New York. You just watch the layers of snow and just the amount of dog shit that shows up. And all this other... Like, you're just watching trash show up is what happens when snow melts in New York. Okay? Dirty snow. Yellow snow. Just ice. Just the snow. Like, that's why I was so... When that bomb cyclone hit, I was like, this is a blizzard. Why are we not calling this a blizzard? This is just a bunch of fucking snow. Yes, I'm fully aware that summertime may be the time of the hurricane. I'm aware.
Mm-hmm.
Hurricane season starts in August and runs until about what? October, November?
Look,
So technically fall.
it could be fall's fault. I'm not stressing. I'm not stressing that summer is hurricane season or anything. All I'm saying is that the heat wave. I'd be interested in what kills more people. Is it the heat wave or is it the potential blizzards?
I can tell you that in a lot of states, you are not allowed to cut people's gas or power off in the wintertime.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny. I used to work for this power company in Florida years ago, and there was a big freeze that happened in Florida. Remember the year we didn't have any tomatoes? Like every fast food place is like, we ain't got no tomatoes. There was a big freeze in Florida. The price of oranges shot up, and the price of tomatoes were fucking gone. The price of oranges shot the fuck up because it was a huge freeze in Florida. And the last time there was a big freeze in Florida, I was living in Florida, and to see people in Miami who have never felt 40 degrees have to deal with 40 degrees was a wild thing. But you're not allowed to cut people's power. So people were calling and like, hey, you're not allowed to turn my power off. It's the wintertime and it's freezing. And I was like, well, ma'am, technically, that's not a law in your state. She's like, why? I said, because it's never been cold enough to pass that law. So it's not.
Yeah, it's never been cold enough to kill you.
Right, we're turning your lights off. Your lights are already off. I'll try, but technically this law does not apply to you because you don't live in Detroit. Concrete hot is a different kind of hot. Also, there's no trees to absorb. Like, city hot's different. There's no trees to absorb any heat. There's no real wind coming through nature to alleviate any of it. Like, all the wind that you get in New York in the fall and the wintertime is wind that you needed in the summer
Okay.
to give some relief. That's how you know. It's just we're not supposed to be here. Like, honestly, we threw all these buildings up. We made everything fucking hot. Like, I remember as a kid watching David Letterman. And they would always say the joke, like, oh, it's hot enough to cook an egg on the sidewalk. And then David Letterman was like, let's see. It was like the 90s. And he went out and he literally put an egg on a sidewalk and it was like sunny side up. And I was like, this is all.
Yeah, it's
like,
clearly a bad place then.
clearly bad. You're literally making breakfast on concrete. Like, the shit is not great. You should throw some home fries next to that bitch. So it's summertime here is different than summertime other places because it's like, it's just not right. Like, all of your, like, just being.
I mean, the humidity for me in Louisiana during the summer was what killed me. It was like
That's because you always have pants and long sleeve shirts on. You probably just wet.
No. Even when I was just like, when I was young and I wore shorts, even then. Even then, it was like walking through
was so
hot
ugly.
water.
The face I just made was so. Did you see that? Like, it just hit me so hard. It just hit me so hard.
I was looking down. I didn't see you at all.
It was just pure. This man said, when I wore shorts.
Back in those days when I wore shorts, it was still like walking through hot water.
The humidity in Louisiana is a different beast. It's a different situation. That's a different campaign. Because the humidity in Miami, I'm fully aware, will just really. I don't care how many Dominicans you go to. That blowout, if you don't get it in that state. I took an Atlanta blowout to Miami and it did not make it. My hair swole up like one of those fucking magic washcloths.
Oh, God.
Girl. Hair was
wow.
donezo. You got to get your hair done in that humidity to fight that humidity. But the thing is, when you live somewhere that's humid, your skin, beach. Because that's what fucked me up when I moved to LA. It was so dry and I grew up in places with humidity. I had scabs on my face.
Yeah. I will say here during the winter it does get extra dry.
All of the things you apply to your face. But it was also really dry in LA because I remember talking to one of my friends and she just looked at me. She was like, bitches, I was like, everything's dry. All of it.
The last thing I'll say about winter, and in its defense, is that I think that there are some things that can be debunked as summer things, all right? All you really need for some good barbecue.
I knew you were going to mention a barbecue. I knew you was going to mention a barbecue.
Is to know how to barbecue and to have the ingredients. You don't actually need sun to barbecue. All right.
Do you want to sit out? So you're saying, okay. I think the act of barbecuing and having a barbecue are two different things.
Okay.
You can cook meat on a grill.
Yeah.
Year round. But having a bunch of people come over to your house to enjoy grilled meats is easier. I've been to barbecues in the wintertime and they don't hit the same. Now, barbecue in the fall, early fall, where like when it comes nighttime and there's just like that slight crisp in the air, somebody will start a fire or something like that. That I can fucks with, right?
Okay.
Because a barbecue is something that goes all day. And everybody knows the temperature drops at night, regardless, most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So a barbecue, when it's cold, it's like, bro, it was already cold when the sun was out.
Mm.
Now you want me to hold this chicken leg when it's even colder? So you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
I understand eating barbecue and eating indoors in the wintertime.
Yeah.
But standing outside, eating potato salad, I'm not doing it. It's too cold.
But it's not about being outside for me. For me, sometimes the outside is to the detriment of the barbecue. Sometimes it's so hot that I'm actually not having fun at this barbecue waiting for the meat to cook.
There's a time and place to be in your house. And there's a time and place to be in these streets. And I know we're coming to the time in this trash ass city where it's going to be a lot of in the house. And that's why I got a knitting machine.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's why Josh Johnson's finna be out here in a nice beanie and a fresh pair of mittens. So do you want the poof at the top? Because I can make it where it's like a real cool guy beanie where there's no little kid poof at the top. Or we can have you out here being Poof Johnson.
I mean, I would honestly take the no poof.
Okay.
And I don't know if this is too much to ask, but can the inner lining be satin?
I will figure that out for you, friend.
Cause then if it's already satin in the oof, I'm wearing it like every day. You know what I mean?
I'll figure that out. I'll figure out how to make that happen for you because I need to make that happen for me. And I don't care if I gotta buy a bonnet and sew it inside. Because that might be the easiest way to do it. To just get the biggest size satin bonnets.
Mm-hmm.
And sew them inside these hats.
Look, we want to kick it to you, the listener. Tell us what you think, because this is the first episode where I can confidently say that there is going to be a part 2 extension. Because once we get to beach houses versus cabins, that's in my mind, the continuation of this
we're
thing.
doing
Like a
beach
mountain
versus-
cabin.
Beach versus mountains. All the things you can do at that there beach versus the things you do. Listen, I've been to...
You already described it with hate in your heart. I understand your bias. All right.
Of course, this is a versus.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I said my
Jesus.
thing like you were crazy. I said my thing like, beach houses or the beach and then you had the inflection. I heard it. You had the inflection in there
I am
like
all about-
whatever you do.
You know I'm all about expression, okay? You know I am all about telling it like it is. But yeah, so we'll kick it over to the listener because if you have been keeping score, Josh is wrong a lot.
First of all, check yourself. All right? Check yourself. Yeah.
Who gonna check
me
me,
check
Blue?
myself. You check. You should blue check yourself.
That's a new one. You should blue. Oh, I should be verified. Is that what you're telling me? I don't even get verified because I'm so wrong. I'm so inappropriate for what I'm doing right now that I need to get blue checked.
Yeah, because here's
Come
the
on.
thing. Yeah, sometimes you win, even I can admit it. All right? But sometimes it's real close. All right? It's very close, and then you still take a W like it's just owed to you, like you just know it for sure, and it's not always that. You know what I mean?
Listen,
I feel like I'm
sometimes-
pretty gracious when I'm right. I feel like I don't even bring it up really. And then sometimes
When have you been
just,
right? When have you been right? Give me one time.
I think I was pretty right for staycation versus vacation. I think I was on point.
No.
I think I
Oh,
came
no.
with facts. I think I
No.
came with
No.
figures and figurines. All right.
You know what I'm so happy about is now you're just starting to sound like me. And
Yeah.
It's just
And
ridiculous.
And the last thing I'll say about this, because we're gonna do this extra episode extended, so if you don't even have an opinion yet and you really want to be swayed, you can let me know that. You can let me know, hey, Josh, you did your best, but you're really gonna have to bring it in the next one because I'm leaning towards summer. I understand, all right. But the last thing I'll say about summer versus winter is summer is about a lot of payoff. You know, you're out in the world, you're getting to see your friends, go on vacation, stuff like that. The winter time is about the grind. All right. It's about staying home.
No.
It's about staying home. It's about no days off. It's about doing what the other people don't see because you're inside grinding. Okay. I was in LA. I was talking to some friends while I was in LA, and I was telling them about the grind, you know, and I was telling them about the no days off. And it's like, look, you need to work until you can't work anymore. And if you have a heart attack, that means your heart was a quitter and it couldn't grind hard enough. All right. So stay warm, stay grinding, and stay wintry. Okay. If you want to be a summertime bug, I get that too. All right, I get you wanting to flap your wings and fly and go all the places and stuff. But if you really care about the grind, that's a wintertime thing. The winter isn't always fun. Sometimes it's hard, and you need hard to grind you into the diamond that you are when it's cold outside. You want to be a frozen diamond, or you want to be a like warm little bikini top. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you really want in your life? Okay?
I hate you, Josh.
This has been Hold Up. Which we've never fully explained the entire title of the show, because it's Hold Up, sure. But really it's Hold Up, Are You Grinding? Okay? Hold up, are you trying to take your life to the next level?
Josh Johnson, ladies and gentlemen, he, they.
I'm doing
Josh-
my best out here to
Josh
bring
Johnson
you
is a menace.
the great points and the way in which you can elevate your life, okay?
no.
All you need to do
Oh no.
to get the rest of the blueprint is buy my book. It's on Amazon right now, self-published, because I'll really work with publishers because I'm on a grind, okay? Did they tell me no? Sure. But they also missed out on opportunity to grind with me all the way up. So give us your summertime, wintertime thoughts. All right. Put your grinds on social where we can see them. Comment on any hold up content that you see on the Daily Show pages. They're going to be on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. We're grinding all day. It's on every platform. Okay. If we're not on that platform, that means that platform really isn't popping like that.
And if you can find it in your heart to send Josh a message to let him know that he's a fucking miscreant.
At least
But
I'm not a
also-
miscreant. Okay.
Listen, buy Josh Johnson's book, Grind Till You Die. I wrote the foreword for it because he wouldn't stop calling me. And it's illegal in 15 states. So just because
Because
he
those
does
15
believe,
states aren't motivated. Okay.
and he also believes in child labor. So, which I don't wholly disagree with.
Look, let the kids grind.
Hey man,
okay?
not every kid's going to college, bro.
Let the kids work.
Not every kid's going to college. Do they need to be in a factory at the age of 9? No. But hey man, put some step ladders near these coffee making machines at a Starbucks and get these kids on. I'm so not 100% serious. I'm just saying. I've been working since I was 9 years old, and look at me.
Mm-hmm.
Look at me. Look at this grind I'm doing. Okay.
Yeah,
My mama hasn't
yeah.
worked since 2018 because I've been
Let me
working
tell you. Yeah, see? Get
since
it.
the
all right?
Clinton administration. Okay, baby.
Because I've been grinding, all right? I've been grinding since I was 4 years old. And what do I have to show for it? Only 2 loans. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to Hold Up. Josh Johnson doesn't really have a book. Please don't go looking for it on Amazon.
You will end up buying someone else's book.
And
I'm
someone
sure that
else's
title exists.
Yes. Grind Till You Die. I promise you can find it. So listen to Hold Up. Go see me and Josh Johnson in the places that we're going to be. Follow us on social medias. I guess we have to tell you it's Dulce Sloan at Dulce Sloan on all of the social platforms, including Tumblr, if that's even still around. Do you have a GeoCities website? If you do, keep it. It's probably going to be the last part of the internet when all this falls apart.
Yeah.
Josh Jedediah Johnson.
Oh yeah, you can find me at Josh Johnson Comedy on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and at Josh Johnson on Twitter.
We love you. The Lord loves you. And call your mama.